Hello travelers, I'm Miss K, your dedicated tourist guide, and last time we started mapping out your life. To understand how to pull it all together, we need to understand the natal chart. Most free websites will give you an explanation, but understanding your natal chart yourself is a true blessing. You have your date, location, and time of birth, and the natal chart laid out for you. Now what? In this video, we'll be going over understanding the overview of your chart from first glance. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn notifications on so that you don't miss an opportunity to create the life that you want to live in. Understanding your natal chart, Part 1. The 12 sections of the charts are called houses, and they represent different areas in your life. Here's a recap from our last video of what those houses are. The planets are the what in your life. Here is a short description of the planets. We will go into further detail in our next video of what each planet means in each house. The signs that your houses have explain the how of the what and where. So if you think of how people are characterized by their sun signs, the stubborn bull, the analytical Virgo, and so on, you would apply that set of characteristics to the house and planet it aligns with in your chart. Here is a short description of the 12 signs. If you cut your chart in half along the horizon, you can see what your ascendant or rising sign is and what your descending sign is. On your left, where your first house starts, is the rising sign. It represents how you project yourself to others and how you experience life. On the opposite side, where your 7th house starts, is your descending sign. This is the shadow you, who you are not, but it's most likely who you're attracted to in relationships with others due to it being that opposites attract. You may also see in more modern charts a glyph that looks like a little horseshoe. This is your north node, and directly opposite to where it lies is where your south node is. Your north node represents the major life lesson you need to work on in the lifetime and future lifetimes until mastered. Your south node is what you have already mastered in past lives. Keep in mind, your south node is your comfort zone, so if you find yourself in habits that represent the planet, signs, and house of that south node, try to adapt to north node habits to get a start on checking this new lesson off your list. Also in more modern charts, there might be a glyph called Chiron, which kind of looks like a key. Chiron represents something traumatic you will heal from in this lifetime and use to teach others based on your experience. Chiron technically is a body that follows the same orbit as our planets but isn't quite a planet. As you may know, your sun sign is one of the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Your chart is also represented by an element depending on which is more prominent. The characteristics of the element may be represented in your life more than others. Here's a short description of what those element characteristics look like. Same goes for modes. Even though your sun sign has its own mode, your life does too. Here are the characteristics of the 3 modes. If you don't see any planets in certain houses, don't worry. It doesn't mean you won't make money or fall in love. It simply means that your energies will be focused on different areas in life. So if there's nothing in your 2nd house, it could mean money isn't an issue, so you get to focus on other things. You may also see aspects mentioned in your chart, which are the measured relations between the planets in the measurement of degrees. But we won't be getting into them for the sake of staying concise. In our next video, we'll be going over what each inner planet means in each house so that we can reroute back to mapping out your life with a better understanding of how to pull it all together. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you next week.